with how Trump has functioned, because there's always been a bit of a disconnect between what he says and what actually gets done. Though I have to say that I am worried this time. I mean, for the last year and a half, we were all optimistic that because Gary Cohn was still in this part of his cabinet and that would not happen. But he seems to have phased out most of the...
including now the National Security Advisor.
That's right, exactly. Most of the pro-trade people, and he's being advised by people like Peter Navarro, who are strictly anti-trade. That I am genuinely worried about it. And the markets are clearly not factoring it in fully, but there is a higher risk of something going horribly wrong on the trade side.
So what do you believe, what is it that you're most concerned about? Because China has, of course, said that they will retaliate. They've put together their own list of where they see retaliation possible. What do you believe could trigger the next round?
So the concern is that China has said that they would put in these retaliatory tariffs, so that itself triggers a trade war. The next thing that happens is they're planning to complain to the WTO about U.S. tariffs. The thing I'm most worried about is if the U.S. starts completely dismissing the whole WTO system. Once that happens, if the sanctity and the legality of the WTO is no longer valid in the eyes of the Americans, that can lead to a huge unraveling.
Would this be the single biggest risk factor when it comes to global growth and the global recovery that has looked fairly strong?
Yes, this is rather unfortunate. This is the first year when all economies in the world have been gaining steam. And so this is an absolute game changer. If this, really turns into reality and lasts for more than 2 tweets, I think this is hugely costly to the global economy.
What could the implications be for India? Because, they have moved the WTO against us. That process will, of course, play out. He keeps bringing up the Harley-Davidson example in relation to India. What do you see are the implications for India in all of this?
I mean, the implications for India are big, just like any other country. So even if India is not a huge part of the global supply chain, if there's going to be disruption in economic growth in different parts of the world that rely more on the global supply chain, that gets disrupted by this, it's going to have an effect on the Indian economy. And so I am worried about it.